Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning. How is your Monday going so far? My Monday has already started out with my morning ritual, and it gets me going for that mindset that you need to have. And morning rituals are great. If you start out your days with things that put you in that positive frame of mind, um, it will definitely help for the rest of the day and for your week. So this morning, I already worked out. I did a hike with my dogs. I'm here in Colorado, and the weather in the morning is fantastic. It's like you wake up and it's all cool. I sit outside under a tree in my backyard and drink some coffee and just put that positive frame of mind that things are going to go my way. And if you do that, if you start out that day or start out your morning with who am I going to meet today that I need to meet? Who or how is my day going to go? And then visualize how that day's going to go. What, it's like who, how, what, what do I need to do to earn the income that I desire? So all of these different things are great for starting off your Monday. But why don't you try it for every day, right? This Monday mindset, I'm glad you're here. That shows me that you want to improve your mindset. You want to start your day with something that's going to help motivate you. And I hope that after this first 30 minutes that you will have some motivation to do something. So the topic today that I would like to talk about is called How to Live a Bold Life. And living a bold life, that word bold, if you think about it, is something that is bigger than better, right? Bold. How can you live a bold life? And I'm going to see if I can share my screen because I'd like to at least have you guys follow along with this. This wave, if you can see it, it says to live a bold life. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, we can see it.
Cool. All right. And what I put together here is, a couple of quotes. I love quotes. I don't know how you feel about quotes, but I have them everywhere. I've got a vision board, with some quotes. I've got a push button or whatever you call it, a board with all of these different kinds of quotes that I want to sort of remind me. And if you do that, that will help you again with that positive type of mindset. When you're going through something, read a quote that somebody has said. And so I love this one. It's by a samurai maxim. And it's the person who has attained mastery in mindset reveals it in their every action. And so if you think about it, people are observing you. Pretty much when you're around other people, you're being observed. So you also have to observe yourself. And the way I do it sometimes is I'll take a deep breath before I go into a listing consultation or into talking with the buyer. And when you take that deep breath and you say you're going to be your very best. I want to be a master at everything that I want to do to be my very best. And so you put that mindset. And so that's why this samurai, I like that he said that, because it should reveal that you are a master in every action that you take. Now, I know we make mistakes, right? That's just part of being human. But if you continue to try to get better and better with your mindset and with everything that you do, it starts to just become a habit. And it becomes a bold habit. So here's another, it's not really a quote, it's just a book that I love to read. It's called Living Without Fear, and it's by Ernest Holmes. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Ernest Holmes. I've read pretty much every book that he's written. Most of his books are from the 20s and 30s. He's sort of like a Napoleon Hill, very spiritual person. And I like this, what he wrote. He said, each of us as a unique individual is complete. No two people look exactly alike or think alike. No two faces have the same expression. Our fingerprints are different. The emotional reactions of each are distinct and individual. All this in perfect order, that individuality may not be lost in the great shuffle of life. Life would be very boring and not very creative if we were all monotonous and the same. So I encourage you to pick up this book, Living Without Fear, or listen to it. Any of Ernest Holmes' books are amazing. And it's always about being creative, being thoughtful, and think about what he's saying here. We're all human, but we're all very different. And so that aspect of your individuality is, I want you to learn how to live a bold life. And that could be something different for every single one of you. Something different for me, something different for, Glenn Sanford, something different for Jesse Zagorski. But they all of us have a certain mindset that we can work on to improve our, what we want to do. And so that's why I put this together, and it's to live a bold life, B.O.L.D. It's going to be really easy for you to remember. Just remember bold as you must have balance. Okay. We'll talk about balance here in a minute. You must give from an overflow, right? Give from an overflow. I'll talk to you about that in a minute, but that's what the O stands for. And give love in a transformative manner, and embody dedication. Okay, so really easy for you to remember. And let me see if I can go up here a little bit. Okay. Balance, overflow, love, and dedication. What a wonderful way to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to live a bold life. So when we talk about balance, that's when you have alignment with your beliefs. And what I mean by alignment is with your beliefs is, if you believe that the world is a terrible place, is an unfriendly place, well, guess what? That belief is going to be in alignment with your life. If you have a belief that there's a lot of stress going on, you can't do it all, well, that belief is going to be in alignment with who you are. So you have to balance those beliefs, okay? And that's where mindset really comes into play. That integrity and the truth of who you really are. Sometimes it takes a little bit of meditation. Sometimes it takes just solitude without anything else going on for you to just close your eyes and ask yourself, what is the truth of your being? Do you want to have a mindset of magnificence? And when you have that mindset of magnificent, you can pretty much do everything. I love watching the Olympics, the Summer Olympics. I love Winter Olympics too. I'm from Colorado, so I love watching the sport that I participate in, which is snowboarding, and I love watching all of that. But the Summer Olympics are really great. I just feel like everybody's out there sweating, doing the best that they can possibly do, and they have that mindset of being the best, right? Encouraging themselves every single second. And of course, there's going to be stress. But what happens when you have that self-motivation and that visualization of you doing the best you can possibly do, sometimes the stress just evaporates and you trust that you are going to do your best. When you trust that you're going to do your best, then things tend to turn out a lot better. Now, if you see yourself failing, and if you visualize that you just can't seem to do anything, well, then you actually are going to manifest that to happen. So that's why you always want to have that belief of you are being the best that you can do. You're the best that you are. And balance that out. Leave that stress behind and have more trust in yourself. Okay? Well, I promise that mindset will help you with balancing your life. Now, the next one is overflow. So what does that mean, overflow? It means to have a mindset that you are enough. So a lot of times our mindset can turn into we aren't good enough, or we don't have what we need, enough money, or we don't have enough time. We don't have the clients that we need. We don't have the support that we need. Well, if you have that mindset coming from an overflow of, yes, I have enough, and be grateful for the things that you have, because then when you have that overflow of that thoughts of, yes, I have enough, all of a sudden you start to give and live from a higher vibration. So this says, an overflow is, or not being in a flow or overflow is you're not giving or living with just the fumes of our energy reserves. You want to give and live with very high energy. And I always look at this quadrant. There's, 4 quadrants that you can look at. The top 2 quadrants, if you can visualize, are going to have high energy or medium energy. And then the bottom quadrants, if you can think about it in a square, are going to have no energy or low energy. So you always want to be in those top quadrants with pretty much everything that you do in life. When you wake up in the morning, try to have that positive, high energy, right? Right when you step out of the bed, start being in an overflow of gratitude. I'm so grateful that I'm waking up this morning. Just grateful that you're alive. The next thing would be grateful that you are in a bed, that you have a nice, comfortable bed. Hopefully everybody here slept in a bed last night and didn't have to sleep on the floor or sleep in their car or sleep outside. Okay? Think about those things that you're grateful for. Think about when you're, coming from an overflow of high energy, you're going to think about when you turn on the water. Man, I'm grateful for hot water, even though I took a cold shower this morning. I did that on purpose. And if you'll start becoming with an overflow of, if you're grateful for everything that you have, you'll want to give. You'll want to give in a place of, I've got enough. And I love this little quote, I have enough to share and enough despair. Because once you start giving of your time and giving of your energy to other people, it actually starts coming back to you. And it's so amazing to be like in a nonprofit or a charity, and when you're giving something, it's like that love that comes back to you, and that appreciation that comes back to you is so amazing. And so that's what it's talking about in living it in an overflow. Okay. And the next one, L, love. You must truly love yourself and love others. If you've got any kind of hate in your life right now, and I know that the world and the vibration right now in the United States, there's a lot of hate going on. We need more unity. We need more forgiveness. We just need to love ourselves enough that you can actually love others, and you don't have to condone people's behavior. You know, if you don't like something, just step away from it. Don't put yourself in that situation where you're feeling hate or you're feeling disappointment. Okay, love in a transformative manner, not a transactional manner. So if you think about that, think about a lot of times, you know, you want to give and give and give, and then you're expecting somebody to give back to you. Well, that's not truly the way you should give love. If you give in a transformative manner and not a transactional manner, which means you don't expect something to come back, then what's really going to happen is it's going to come back in some other form. Have you ever had, you know, somebody you give them your time, you give them your energy, and then, you know, nothing comes back to you from them, but you know what? Something else happens. It might come from a totally different person, a totally different situation, and you just have to be open to receiving it. Because if you shut yourself off and you say, you know what? I'm tired of giving to this situation or to this manner, I'm just going to shut myself off. Well, then you're not able to receive it from another situation. So that's why you always should think about when you're dealing with your business and you seem to be giving a lot of time and energy to it, you don't seem to be feeling like this person that you're, you know, really working with and nothing's happening, still stay open. Okay, stay open. And sometimes you have to actually say, you know, goodbye to a certain situation so that you can receive in another situation or from another person. So give love, share your joy. All right. When you want to share your love or share your joy with other people, it's just putting you in a higher vibration, and just love, honestly, the situation, and just don't expect anything in return. It's an amazing way to live, and it does transform who you are. And again, you don't have to be so transactional about it. Okay, dedication. So the big D, balance, overflow, love, and dedication. This is really, really, really important for us, being an entrepreneur, being a parent, being married, being in a personal relationship with someone, your parents, your family. So life demands that we need to be more in embodiment of dedication. Are you dedicated to your friends, to your family, to your business, to your whole life? Okay? If you're dedicated, if you wake up every morning and you say, I am going to be dedicated to my life. If so, then you should have complete evidence of this dedication. Remember what I said from that quote up at the top, the person who has attained mastery and mindset reveals it in their every action. So if you're dedicated, it would show complete evidence of your dedication. And what I mean by that is everything that you dedicate to do, you're going to see a great habit that you're forming, this dedication. And from that habit, you're going to receive something back from it. So if you're dedicated to your profession or your industry, you can be seen as living in that manner in which you are a true testament of your conviction and you love what you do. If you don't love what you do, you're not dedicated. You can't force this love. It has to be something from your heart. It has to be something that you are dedicated to do every single day. And so think about it. There's a really good way to think about it. Imagine yourself if you were on a reality TV show. So this is a good exercise. They turn on the television and they get to watch you with every move that you make. Are they going to see your dedication? Are people going to see the dedication that you have as being a realtor in this profession, in this industry? Are they seeing you living in a manner where you are a true testament of your conviction? That you do something and you have a conviction and you are going to go after everything that you desire. Because when you do that, when you have that, I'm going to say bold desire, if you have that hot, fiery, dedication and you are your conviction is you're going to make this come true for you. You're going to earn that income that you want to earn. You are going to, visualize that home that you really want to live in. I love visualization and using that reticular activating system, which is a part of your brain, that when you actually are dedicated to something and you see it happening and you live it as happening, the universe has no choice but to make it happen. So again, practice that balance, the overflow, the love, the dedication, and imagine yourself being 24/7 on a television screen and people are watching you. And if they see that you are dedicated to this type of life, they're going to see the results. You're going to see the results. Okay? So are you ready to live a bold life? And can you be an example of living embodiment that is beneficial to everyone you meet and not just to the privileged few? Because if you think about it, sometimes we just surround ourselves with a few people. So I encourage you to use this B.O.L.D way of life and see how it works out. Okay? Align yourself with those beliefs. Be true to who you are. Have a mindset of magnificent. With overflow, have that mindset that you are enough, that you're going to give from a place of having enough, because if you give from that place of having enough, it will come back to you. Be open to receiving. When we talk about that word love, you really do have to love yourself before you can love others. It's just the way it is. You have to work on yourself and work on that aspect of loving yourself. It's very hard when we constantly criticize ourselves and constantly put ourselves down. Well, if you don't have that love for your own self, how are you going to express that to others? And how are others going to feel when they're around you? If they're going to feel stress and they're going to feel worry and they're going to feel that you just don't have your shit together, well, they might not want to be around you. And it's very hard to get clients when you have that going on in your vibration, because energy is a vibration and other people do feel it. Okay, so when you are meeting other people, think about B.O.L.D. Think about, am I in alignment with myself? Am I overflowing with, I know that I have enough? Do I love myself? Can I love this person? Am I dedicated? Am I committed to making my life better, making other lives better? And do I have that conviction in myself? So the last thing, and you might want to write this down or take a photo, and I can have Autumn send this piece of paper to you, because like I said, just something you can post, put it around, but I think you're going to be able to really think about it. Do you want to live a bold life? And what does that B.O.L.D stand for? Really easy to remember. But let's do this affirmation, okay? And take action from it. So today, I'm going to start today. You can say this every day. You can start it with every morning. Today, my conviction is to live a bold life, and it is evident in everything I do. That affirmation puts it right there in the present moment, and it sort of gives you that energy that's just going to go out and manifest everything that you desire. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Today, my conviction is to live a bold life, and it is evident in everything that I do. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this. I love doing these things for you guys because it actually energizes me, gets me going on a Monday morning. And I hope that it does that for you too. And let's go out there and live a bold life. Okay? Have a great Monday and a great rest of your week.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.